Hello, this is Ryan again, and I want to tell you something. Angels shared a revelation with me. How many points are to a star? 5. 5 points to a normal star. Right. And, anyway, so angels told me a theory about Texas being the fire, Oklahoma being the pan, Kansas being the food, Colorado being the head, and New Mexico being the body holding the pan. Okay, so New Mexico is the body that's holding the pan, which is Oklahoma. And the head operating the body, New Mexico, is Colorado. And so in this analogy, you have 5 states, which is metaphorically 5 points, and there's 5 points to a star. So Colorado's the head, New Mexico is the body, Texas is the fire, Oklahoma is the pan, and Kansas is the food. If Colorado's the head, that is the Central Intelligence Agency. New Mexico is the body. Okay, everybody knows what a body is of a human. Texas is the fire, Oklahoma is the pan, and Kansas is the food. So, how is Colorado the head? That's the Central Intelligence Agency. How is Kansas the food? They have Garmin, International GPS. They have the Kansas Bureau of Investigation instead of the FBI. They don't have the FBI in Kansas. They have the KBI, which is the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. They also have Cinzetti's. Colorado is the CIA, which is the head, and where Cinzetti's, the Italian buffet, started was Colorado. The second location that it earned itself was in Kansas, off of Metcalf and Overland Park. So, as the CIA, which is a Central Intelligence Agency, the brains of the operation, in other words, they are serving the food that's in the pan. The pan is Oklahoma. How's Oklahoma the pan? That is Quick Trip gas station and sales. Quick Trip gas stations and sales is how Oklahoma is the pan. Kansas is the food because of Garmin, International GPS, Global Positioning Systems. Also, in the correlation here, you will find that Cinzetti's Italian Buffet was not first started in Overland Park, Kansas, off of Metcalf. It was first started in Colorado. So you might think, in a further sense, which isn't part of the main point, that the head, the CIA, Colorado, gave a share of its good ideas for food to Kansas. The food in the metaphor for the 5-point star and the 5-state roundup. So Texas is the fire. That's NASA. That's the barrier wall. That's the government that's in Texas. You have NASA in Texas. Oklahoma is the pan because it has Quick Trip, gas stations, and sales. Kansas is the food because it has Garmin, International GPS, Global Positioning Systems, and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, not the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And Kansas has Cinzetti's, the Italian buffet off of Metcalf. Colorado is the head, which is the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. In other words, the brains of the operation. And New Mexico is the body holding the pan, which is Oklahoma. 5-point star. Could some say that's Midwestern, Washington, D.C.? Well, you come to find out why Kansas Bureau of Investigation did not want to be called the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They wanted to be known as the KBI, not the FBI. You'll wonder how Cinzetti's ended up from Colorado into Kansas, and you'll wonder why Garmin, International Global Positioning Systems, was placed in Kansas. And you could say that's a good reason to call Kansas the food. The pan? How is that the pan? Quick Trip was founded in Oklahoma in the 1950s. It's major gas station and sales. How is Texas the fire for the pan? Well, some said if you have a panhandle state, you must have a pan right? And if you have a pan, you must need a fire. So if you look at a map geographically, what's the fire for a pan in this geographical picture? Must be Texas. And Ryan got to that on his own, but angels were helping. His kingdom in heaven was telling him. And Texas is the fire, and you find out what's in Texas, you've got a lot regarding government, and beyond the government, you've got NASA, which goes to outer space. And then, if you look at the geographic, see, 3 states don't make a point, and you've got a pan with the body not holding it. So if you look at a geographical picture of the United States, the only thing that could be holding that pan is New Mexico. So New Mexico must be the body. And if you look right above Mexico, there's Colorado. And that must be the head. And if it's a head, it's the brains, which is the thinker for the body. The Central Intelligence Agency. If it's a head, it's a Central Intelligence Agency. It's the brains of all 4 other states. Colorado is the brains of all 4 other states, pretty much. Some say that's conspiracy. Well, maybe not.